Hey guys, this is just going to be a quick video on my everyday makeup brushes. I keep my makeup brushes in this little pot. I have eye ones in there and have the face ones in my hand just now. But just in this little pot that I got from an office sort of supply store really. And it's like, I don't know if you can see that, it's like a split in half, so I keep my eye brushes on this side and then my face brushes on this side. So all but 6 of the brushes that I use every day are Real Techniques brushes. So I'll just go through them. These are the face brushes that I use. Oops. So these are the face brushes that I use. The first one is there's some bizarre noises because it's really windy outside. The first one I use is a Royal Enhance blusher brush, but I actually use this for powder, just powdering my skin, like that. That's just when I need powder all over my face, so I use that. Next is a Real Techniques brush, and this is the contour brush. Now, in fact, I'm missing a brush. I can't reach it. It's made its way over here. Yep. I don't actually use this brush for contouring. I use this brush for if I need to apply powder just in the centre of my face, like T-zone. So that's what I use that brush for. The brush that I use for contouring is this one, and it is a Royal powder brush. Just looks like that. So that's what I use for contouring. I use the Real Techniques detailer brush, which just looks like that, for precise concealing. Like I've got a spot here, so I would use that just to do that, or any spots that I get around my chin. For concealing under my eyes, I use the Real Techniques pointed foundation brush, which looks like that. So I use that for just concealing under my eyes, like that. I use the Real Techniques blush brush, and all these brushes are really, really soft. I use this for blush because you can get the blush just on the very tip of the brush, and then the other bristles can help to blend it out. So I use that for blush. And for foundation, I use the Real Techniques buffing brush. So it's basically like a flat topped brush, and it's really nice just for buffing in your foundation. This is like a sort of flat top one, and the bristles are really, really dense, so you can just sort of buff in foundation. Next, I'm going to go over my eye brushes. If I can get this to stay in there. I'll go through the ones that aren't Real Techniques first. The first one, I'm not quite sure where I got, but I think it could be Gosh. It doesn't have anything on it, but it is like a pencil brush, and I use that just for getting right in the inner corners as a wee highlight. I have another brush which I'm not sure where it's from because it doesn't have anything on it, and it's like a blending brush. I have a MAC 239. There we go. And that's just for applying colour all over my lid. I have a number 7 eyeshadow blending contour brush, which again is just a blending brush. I have a Japanesque brush, which is number 941. I think it's like a smudger brush, but it's just this little short brush, and it's good for under the eye. I then have my Real Techniques brushes. I have the Deluxe Crease brush, which looks like that. It's just a big dense brush which I use for blending, or if I'm doing a colour all over my lids and I just want it to be blended out at the same time. I have the base shadow brush, which again I just use for putting colour all over my lid, and you can use that one for blending as well. I have the accent brush, which again I use either for smudging eyeshadow along my upper lash line or on my lower lash line. I then have the brow brush, which I use on my brows, or sometimes I'll take the colour that I'm using on my brows just along my lash line, my upper lash line, so I'll use that for that. And then I have the Pixel Point eyeliner brush, which I use if I'm using gel liner, just to put a line just along my upper lash line, and sometimes I'll take it underneath as well. So that is the brush I use for my eyeliner. Hope this was useful. The Real Techniques brushes are really good value for money. I got the purple ones are kind of like, not the purple ones, the orangey ones are like base brushes, so like for foundation and stuff. And I got the set of 4, I think it is. 4. Yeah, I got the set of 4, which is the detailer brush, the pointed foundation brush, the contour brush, and the buffing brush, and that was $21.99 off the Boots website. I then got the 5 eye brushes, the accent brush, the deluxe crease brush, base eyeshadow brush, the brow brush, and the Pixel Point eyeliner brush. That again was $21.99 off the Boots website. And I then purchased the pinky one, which are finishing brushes. And this is the blush brush, and that was $9.99 I think, or was it $7.99? I think it was $9.99 off the Boots website as well. So I think in total for all those I paid, I think it was £54 for all of them, which I think is a really good deal, because they're brushes that are going to last a while, and they're so incredibly soft. It's unbelievable, and they just give such a nice application of your makeup. So I would recommend them to anybody who's looking to start out in brushes. If you're big on your eyeshadow, I would definitely recommend, this was the starter kit, I think. Is it starter kit? I think it was the starter kit. I think it was. I think that was the starter kit, which is your eye brushes, which are really good. And then the 4 face brushes was like the I think it was the core kit. And if you're not into your eyeshadows and stuff as much, I would definitely recommend getting these, because this buffing brush is amazing for foundation. I've not yet found a foundation that it doesn't work with. It just leaves such a flawless application of your foundation, so definitely recommend those. And thanks for watching, guys, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye.